We say good morning, Mr. Speaker. Ghanaians should accept the tax. Greetings to former MP for Doma West, Durable Ali Maiga, MP Papa, Mame Anna, and all the NPP party members from Mohammed Anna with the Abba. Mohammed Medasine will text, we say from Capito, patriotic voices, say, well, God. So, good morning to you, Mr. Speaker, and God bless you for the good work you're doing for Mother Ghana. I think with the 2020 elections, Ghanaians made a mistake by voting their NPP into power. This time round, we will not repeat such mistakes. In regards to Rama Dijibril, okay, but that's it. And it will message, I take my the Honorable Vincent upon Ase MP Doma West constituency. Now, the Honorable Elvis Morrison, don't console Ase. Wono aye Abrase Bukaman Kesse, Emraship Jenny, Mediomo AC here. Yadaria ho na Yakoba, Yene, the chairperson, Edema, a year, appear fund committee ebedi and Komo Reverend Dr. Joyce Aye was also a founder and leader at the Salt and Light Ministries. I don't pay Yanino ebedi and Komo solely about the development ekoso ewo a year appearate na afeyatimi edin Komo. Stay with me, me daneme ho abasisia beba yebeto asisia. Yeah, neighboring Burkina Faso, as for in an attempt to overthrow government, as we speak, reporter Yenzakano HS, President Kabore has been detained by some soldiers. But your sad development, any the air Koso Burkina, Mayantia say,
oh, any tear woman in an affair. If you can create 2014. Na omampeni dada no kampuare no for esenko sisan Burkina Faso constitution no atwa so e wa konwa no so e na amanfo si omompeni nti beja no mu ana omane ni dane na yanko yanim 2015 omoko election as a kampuare ni de wajana say si Cote d'Ivoire. So, more elections then Mr. Kabore, and President Kabore, Odi Nkunimu Abatun. Na 2020, almost a code, say in fear.
Na in an attempt to know when him say Kessben Media Group yedika ya fam with ye yeguso anso stress monso boye na yetimi ayebe eti mama me achi na memano akwaba na memano official panso mami maje
yeah medium pacho you saying
yeah oba
yeah oba
yes
yeah okay yeah oba
I don't know very okay na embombo ko there
I mean adom me ho ye I think o meto ye na pacho also want to say
erade adom
erade say
afisa say na ho den da so ho
bibri
amen
no my Ghana so edi
yeah amen amen na yedikan Kessben media yedikan aye donation be even before the setting up of the support fund.
So no, they call for relief.
Yes.
For relief.
And still now you perceive a support team so. And I feel the Ghana Housing Company Limited. And what we are also doing as a media house, is to generate 10,000 bags of cement in support of projects now.
Okay.
But the kind, the support fund, what it stands for as Titinenia with that no. Na Ghana for IET and open between ATC.
Yo. Nidi kaino meda ase. And I meda Kessben so ase. So my friend Mr. Memraha. I me church say mo na mi chi atiefo nyina so ene ahwefo. Yes support fund no edwuma ye mienu.
Okay.
Nidi kaino ya hye yen se. Yen hwehwe sika ebeso.
Okay.
Sufficient funds.
Okay.
Ne tosu mienu no. Yanche sika no wo kwan tenene ni trudo so afini kekan bia nka ho a ebema apietifo no omedi ye. Enti no enyoma mienu ne ye pesika ama ye de aye reconstruction no. nti ye de yenka reconstruction committee no ho
okay
nemum nia wo mo ye wo plan ne ade nyina wi ska wo be hia eno no na yen na ye tua ne kakra ma wo na nsa na wo po beba be kan kire yen se ebi a ye hia opepepe hamienu ni ade no emre ya enkwan ni sija so no na nka ye hu janemu no no ye nyina ye de ye kakra ye ba se ne ebe ya omunya eye wo plan ni wie ya wo mo be ye adwuma na foto no na bibi kakra bam ama mo tumi di aye adwuma no
okay enti say no why mo necessary a support say ye person support ya ekwan ben so unnecessary ye faso
ne di kan jamo na mafoi musi bibi ye friend hashtag enti yenso ye hashtag ni so obia ntue bi
okay
obia ntue bi enti no ubisa se hwan no ma obia wo mo ye wo mo adwuma ye kese wo mo adwuma ye nkuma wo mo ye aban adwuma wo mo ye asofo wo mo eton ade obia sukufo mpo so who save your friend is saying fan milk product be ana who akoto then cry no mo penny bebrebe no pizza
coffee and
pizza no who save no kakra 10 cities crowd the bar ebe kwa animo na ekwan a ye befa so a ye be ye no
okay
ye bue bank accounts back wo GCB PLC.
Okay.
Bank PLC. GCB Bank PLC. Now, one more my account number. Number no ye 101 113 003 6123. And Stanbic Bank any account back when you bui. One number no ye 94000 997 4967. And Ghana Commercial Bank debut. And no find GCB go on account now so more aye GHQR.
Okay.
And also yetumi koso. Yetumi etiasika egum.
Okay.
And Stanbic so ya ye website www.apietisupportfund.com apietisupportfund.com na apieti no yen spelling no e could be same the proper spelling ye APPIATSE
okay
APPIATSE Jenu na ye use so you start na be APITE APET and ya mfa mu bia enya de na APPIATSE si enya ni yi a u check na enkotru
okay
nti ehu hia pass e benya the right spelling na wo course our website no so a kona ewo esro bi nifa so no eno no ya tro donate
okay
wo honti wo click ho a ebe ma ways a wodi be donate
ewo website
no so
eno no ye www.apietisupportfund.com
ani
okay
eno no na enti no mo ye me enema foi mo taye sa de no ye de obehwe no na yakotro check ani ekriska de de ko enti eno so kra ye je enu ntine ya adwen se onyame ya adom a adwoada ene wukuada ye betena se wo Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources conference room na obia opese odisika ba no na yaje
okay
eba ne se bia obi bibinti wentumi ama adwoada ana wentumi ama wukuada na ebia opese oba eda fofora bibinti a eno so ye bebo moden na yatna se nti so obi pese ohia ye wo ho no de ni sika ba ye wo phone numbers
okay
obefre na ya hwese ne be oma metna senche ana oma bra yenhia nti phone numbers no ye mienu ne dika no ye 055 455 0550 055 455 0550 anase 020 931 39 52 tisi ye fresh our numbers imu biara na bia ye ka se pese ba joada na pese ba ukwada na yenim se ebinum oba na ye de atwen wo mo
okay very important enti say no mpacho support no obetime dia ba enti mame achemo se nyame adoma ye behwe na afi numbers no 055 455 0550 and 055 455 0550 said the mommy ebobo yada no ana afi Vodafone no 020 931 3952 eno any numbers no enti wo frɛ a wobetimi akyerɛ wo mo da property a wo pese wo ba said the bear woman so ebetimi a receive you the Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources wo mo conference room ana wo mo ebetna mami na employing bebre no mami misa we because natural disasters bebre na no esia victims no yebeboa yebeye bibia but bebi ase ne bi wo ha na emwa o expect so benya no ne sentimi anka a very good example circle there esi na no still now the victims in be complaining say one more enya de say one munya measures ben na committee no mo put in place to ensure say bibia ebebe bia no bia o ye victim bia no ebetimi enya the needed support
need kind no say abribia no ye hwe ne esi ne de asua na yan anye bio
okay
ndi we no nya omampanyini any ni vision
okay nani so ade
hu no e den nam twi san e em se me hu no nani so ade hu no ene se ni di kan no ekuro na abo
okay
kuro no di abo je se echechiri kuro no foforo nti em se enu se no obi a wo kuro mu ho a wo ye kuro ba eno wunim se ubenya dan atenem
okay
and so ade hu no so ne se nyese wanya dan atenem keke ne mo adwuma
okay
nti no ye say ye be restore wo mo livelihood ye be restore wo mo livelihood nti no livelihood no enu say no ye be hwe obi ho ye kuani obi ho chigari ebi ho ton emo ton wache ton tomatoes no mni ade nti which means say bi adwa bebem na ni so ade hu no mampani di so ade hu na me hu wo sa reconstruction committee no letter no mu and say wo mo ye a green city which is eco sustainable
okay
nti na che say ye environmentally friendly. Global warming numne enyoma ebe nyina no yebebo modi a yenye enu bi wo ho
okay
enu nti no na we nyina ho say we ye bibi so ye eco friendly a enu ase di adwuma bi bo nti ebinim so ho say a wo benya adwuma in terms of say ye be maintain sa anyoma ne nyina nti no reconstruction any restoration wo mo no ebeye sa nyoma no na ye de na ye ya ne se wo se wo be boa me na obia atua bi
okay
obia atua bi na kakra nti enya foto a ye hye ase ne ye gya ichina na mum na ka ne pe ne se ye mfa puduo mra efri sa da ya kopem busumi a ye besimu ye mfa puduo mra na wo mu start ye adwuma na no manya bi di aye sa na ye pe na QR code no so na nka me pese boso na me wie me de ma okra me se obetumi age ye de ato so GCB short code no yes star 422 star 530 hash.
Okay, star 422 star 530 hash.
Okay. Inti na QR code no womo scan and pay. Enu ye 304 082 44 39. We dia mame famma ana frobi no meje no monfanto screen no so.
Okay, Richard Bajo mama jena yam project into screen so na afi omombo share no ebetimi enya access to the code and
QR code
QR code na numbers ni nyina nso
ewo so
yebetimi apun pacho beje na yamfa ye code na nto so na obia nso entimi enya access to it.
And Stanbic for so wo G cash. And Stanbic short code.
Okay.
Star 718 star
718 star
25 star 096 hash
096 hash.
And HTTPS.
Okay, HTTPS
double stroke marketplace dot usebillbox.com stroke 096. Emi de we no nyina
de afa mani so
e be fa wani so kra me so sa eno de wo ko corner no on the website no no de obehunu ni nyina wo ho wo ko corner no a wo website no so a obehunu ni nyina wo ho nti sa use billbox de ben ni nyina wo website no so ye the QR code nyoma ni nyina so big website but GBC for a nice way being interface be a beji
ya beje na ye de ato so na ye de ato so mama inti committee no Mwajuma no ashase omampenya ma terms of reference. The consistency obetimi achechira preti kroni na awie no mwajuma nya ama awie
ye. Say abribia no ye hwe sike ba. Na de atoa so. Timigide say ye konkan no na se bibi eba na so say ye hia sika bi wo na che say e de guso a ye gigi sika no.
Okay. Me da say na before meja ama wako no the controversial e-levy Mami nto agyenche wo ho.
Nya meka ne se. Se my Ghana to me edi eto efi ono ane ho. Edi bu ona.
Okay.
Ebe bua. Chance abribi kobobosia. Mi se minim se mi wo fie. Na SSA bia meduane noa me insure tia me electricity tia ne ade no se me hwe na me ho kire me ma hwehwe ekwan bi a mefa so afri fie no rather than say bia
me kobosia bo
me ba wo ho se oh menua e wo mu a bia metumi aba but eno nye ade se be ye na bri bia nti me die ma dwene ne se ye mia ya boso mu na ye jeje na nkakra ade no so enye de bibia po enye de bibia ene sei na esese me disika koma obi na me yemu anka aba na ka yate me isanse ne sika na me de ko no na mood nti na nka yate me na mesumetumi aboa Ghana iti sei no mo ka se na sika ya jiji ni nyina ye de yeden ya na ye mareho isanse obia oya aban adwuma fi president eco parliament eco judiciary eco civil service eco public service eco armed forces eco police eco immigration eco hospitals obia aban ni tua ne ka no anye yi no a tax ayetia no 70% eco
okay
afeso so no enye si yi de sese nkran kwan yi kakra utu kwan kakra so a eye kakra but pii wo ho esese ye.
Okay.
Nti no obi intumi mfiri baby medo senia ufiefo ebedo. Nti momma asama ba momma yen ifiefo no yen do yen ho na yen nea ebeboa yen nyina.
Okay.
Nti me de sana meka.
Mami, my enda was here to pay.
Miso me da si bebre.
De wa so nso yenso ye bedi ho dwuma na yetimi aboa campaign no said e be Ghana for dodo na no e betimi abaye yi na.
Nti so betimi role bibi kra wo programs na sia
eti my church details ni nyina no ewa ha me de bema producers no na ye ho adwuma na ye the numbers na sanso atodwa anopa ye da ase
miss me da ase pi na pa chefre wo say
your friend Kwame
Apia Kubi e na wo ye Kanawu
mpachai
menye nwu adwuma no doso
but many Reverend Dr. Joyce and Edin Komono and Pacho Shadow Sumami say GCB Bank PLC account no 1011130036123 and a face Stambek Diano 90400099774967 na afi wetimi ameki wo donation no na wode aba na etimi aboa ama eye appear support fund no so you raise the needed capital to be able to say you be rebuild the back appear me ba sisi a
Kessben 92.9 92.9 the mountain of favorite songs. This is 92.9 more music, more variety. Perfect. 92.9 wake up 92.9
Memory down no passade me fam casa
Islamist jihadist and emphasis jihadist conflict na wo Burkina Faso a Sahel ko Maghreb no ono kabori no
Branda do we asbia ultimate e wo Ellen Tracy ana Adriana Papa Jones New York
soldiers for no kan omani a o priority kura odi ama sa ekon no effort no na bia wo do adwune tu ho a bia kon de a o mo de beko tuo abuba ne nkeka ho tracks ohun ya mechere
yeah
na service bi soja ni bia wo de ne yefunu na wo de nantie nti mi ka se bia wo de logistics na bia ne mo be de o mo akatua ne nkeka ho no mo wunso so nti etuo tuo na buy am se weekend di abani si obibiansi o da so takonya no so e kabori na no pay sorry reports na basa hu no kreo ba ofa international media to say Reuters to say AFP to say Al Jazeera na to say DW omo nyina e cancer soldier for na chi o man penny no nemo baby o won obi anim start to no so enye Wagadugu nko a barracks na ewo Burkina Faso na Europe soja for no etienia nti ni tia wo mu no yemfa ne so man ni adani le mom soja pani bia ni ho a wayi nanim abeka so okay ye tu aban na go so nti ay muting fe ni mi esi Ghana ha ntu se 4 June na meboa
yes
the soldier 40 etua any friend muting ti abana so mu yi o manim o mu akandi fo no yi o manim no mo ba so ye tu aban na gu ana ye tu aban no ana se yo chire ye di sine pise ye bunyo kwanya a friend saying Kabore no faswa or boy yakon jihadist no name mo ebe man the point na watwa so the boy mine but whatever it is no coolness.
So far as said the president has been held in hostage in India, it means a coup no SC, right?
Well, coup so the wow boss one for democratic one for democracy kwanso say be election pensu na once can buy na soja for ba no more the etu aban na to say we won match no so him je na why you cool but the here no I had to say between mutiny and a coup mutiny the tell on what you can say what your mind mo motutu etu basa that can has a the tuma ni pebi so won fe mo o man ho ban a o man ho ban no mo dipo o mo ni ho kwan 31st night no akogina we bi na otu any events ni baba kuna bibi ba ni tu parce que c'est o mo doso na kumasi na tamle na hefa na muting no na o mo si de piso o mo to aman dia na ye complete coup. Okay. Yeah, more sa di ensan ni bia yensa kankra efi Burkina Faso se bia o managina.
Interesting. Now, sir, a muting that can it be, sir, you be taking a total hostage of the national broadcaster, sir, a Honswasha for a CZ Honina, na after one more, sir, one more bit me I take you over from that angle.
My name is Yodo Awadi. Now, so when you see Brad Nagani, a general party, you kusna. That time now, baby, radio stations, Robia Cotias Kadakra. No, I was in a radio station, no, I TV. That time, my GBC in Goa. Inti, we have planned Bia, say, Ube 2 money Goa. Say, as a amount for money, and we are singing. One of the strategic targets, a broadcasting house.
Okay.
This year, and Krana Abani is a soldier for nature, a Wagadugu, a mine, a minor TV station, almost Chahmosia. There's almost one between about my years. Send you be being a quine, a mechaso, near soldier for near no, or morning kunim. In fact, last week I said, now, Kabore Air Council or the Sutia Konyanuso, BBNC.
Yeah.
They say the Almighty that broadcasting TV station. There's one Munkwan to me, Barman, and they need to try and make us a strap one Munkwan or Mubonish. Only I'm saying. Kus Nisia, normally, sana, martial music, and you see, friend, a bongo, human and kick out. And now Bono. Station also. I say. And it looks as if from last year, especially from 2019, West Africa, Hakus no adults. Now, what is happening within the sub-region in terms of security? Well, this year I may try, short report just for my own education. Okay. COVID no buy. The Ahuchere by. Ahuchere no affecting your friends, the human security generally. Yeah. Nipa Juma obey Kakakro Benya Tuni Bottom, or Divi Beto Biane D, Obenya Sio, Benya Energy, Obenya. COVID no ebe no pasa. This Ahuchere no, you and I can say, Ahuchere no buy. I'm at demonstration, civil unrest. On your mission. And man also we are safe and happy. Inti niesi saying na say Sudan. Sudan no mo dia be mi no COVID-19 be mi no. Niger omonso eka ho. Burkina Faso eka ho. Mali nso eka ho. So na mission. Inti they say obien to me nkase bia near friend say era of coups. Year 60s, not 70s, especially Assam by Africa. So I'm saying. Yeah. But a two child, ba 1980s moon. The 20 akra a brass. But the CIA can say within a matter of 2 years. Bayesian and Nessie. With the Guinea count, with the Mali count. So we cry the Gambia 2016 elections. Nobody the Tanzania and the West ECOWAS for the ma Yaya Jame or Johnny Cohen. Nankaya Jame Tna Kunyana was in Minsifo.
Yeah.
And I ECOWAS is able to there's no Swako count. Cote d'Ivoire crowned in Cassa, but Cote d'Ivoire is Ravonio. It course no. I don't know. I don't back on it, or more a can't echo what's home. Only I'm saying. Only there is a soldier who only can be as a will be born mine. That's one A. And I didn't back on it. A memoir, and your memoria, a memoir, a general principles, any laws, any practices. So I'm saying. The more Koasia, no more track, I said, be a friend of good governance. Into what now, Koreans are civilian. No one more money, especially of money sick accept. I yet truck, I have pasta, a month for which or more. Now, what's I to us so, Mia Koreana, my bet national, membrations means for. You been in Cote d'Ivoire, you been in Togo, on your germ.
Yeah.
And oh, man. A man for a buffo. The buffo no money and which training and Kikauna, so you afford your mobile account. See Kutua by Nego. Inti, many count one. Yajunian say, Umpesa area, yen, it's a fundamental principle. Umpesa area, you win it, the beer out here, the haunted, an army boy.
Yeah.
The one is now the beer out here when she is you, yeah, Yarebo. Kuno, and Yanni Yarian, Kuni a symptom of Yaria war mine.
Okay.
If a beer could be beer, there's a Bibian Koye. Say economic, say then only a Michel. And Koye, it be a corruption, and Koye. A man, a friend, nepotism, and then in Kikano, only a mission. Tanya money in the elections, the crowd near Korean.
Yeah.
Who now, Unya, a 2 minutes old, will be a council court. Only I'm sure.
My Artistic and stay with us with Sabriana because it's a promo about to meet the Kwame appear to me. Mr. Speaker, on behalf of production team, I welcome you to yet another edition. Now, yet not see no commodity also pa and ECOWAS heads of state. I'm a prayer with one in no besia one cry. Burkina Faso, Basabasaya, a sea wall. Rock a warrior, you're two by a good year. Now, what you say, Muning in Ano? My general and Obaba and Komono, Equa so I won't cry. The update in Ano at the Bemas is here. I take my one messages no and 0550-596-929 0550-596-929 and get to talk to us and join the conversation. Now I'm paying to me Enisa and Komono. And a place here Casino, he lived in no, and that's why Kunko as I said, I could be the quotation of articles to buttress the point that Roger that equation as a source of my impression. Nah, if they make you wait for a by election, I was saying not whether or not say Bebason in a matter of concern. You go into the Constitution under Article 94 clause 2. Now, at the bar, they see Article 95, 96. And as to the qualification, the Bemo, Yabem, Rabi, Jenny, I don't pay. And the details, no, at the Bema. Now, wait till me update on the very issues and whether on legal argument. I think yeah, that's the same one joining. Ras Solomon Dramani. Member Salo. Member Motraya Mutroni. Member Justice for Ghana Movement. What's nothing. So Solomon Nkansa, aspiring national organizer of the NDC, former communication officer at the national level of the National Democratic Congress, and Chair of Rakamal Deputy National Communication Director of the New Patriotic Party, and Chair Onoso Betnas. Now, I'm paying getting common winning in no idea. But before I say, now you didn't come on. My most senior journalist and reporter, Roger the winner. At in the studio from the political. I mean, no any common and no pay and drag. Echo one. Extraordinary summit, no idea. Yo, good morning. That's saying.
Yeah, good morning, Mr. Speaker.
Nah, Mpomboko.
Yamna do me hoye pa.
I see. But that's something from Waba. Why? But then Rob, I am come at the end of the sea. The West African heads of state. One more extraordinary summit. Now, we share the consensus about down Burkina Faso issues. I see in the past week, especially with the coup of President Roch-Kabore. Say ye too na buying ego. Mayenya the latest update and development and a free summit anymore ebai.
Very well, Mr. Speaker, Medasi. Enra, 8 African heads of states and then a vice president and other foreign ministers, Asia or Ghana, ewo Kempinski Gold City Hotel. Nani Nani say, slightly over 3 weeks ago, Mark Kabore, His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Burkina Faso, Eba Ghana, now on Guinea and that of Mali issues are echo so nani na eku kuni bia na omoba ha no just after ono call back no na kusu AC because mekai the first match of the African Cup of Nations sisi ayeko finals on Sunday na Makabori ewo Kempinski. So at some point all the heads of states jai de na omo ye no omo fan say na a break time and a lunch break share Burkina play Cameroon in the opening match and Burkina share go no all the West African heads of states because we say Cameroon is Central African bloc and I'm more of Central Africa, so we na jubilate with Mark Kabore, but I'll call back and do a different issue altogether. And the omojo far sa kuna esi and say omoma communicating by very late in the evening around 5 thereabout, but topical among them omoma others say on the political situation in Burkina Faso, the authority took note of the deterioration of the security and humanitarian situation in the country. This calls for quick return to constitutional order to deal effectively with these issues. One of them, almost say, the authority of heads of state reiterates its absolute condemnation of the coup d'etat on 24th of January 2022 and expresses concern over the continuous detention of President Roch-Marc Christian Kabore. In this regard, and subject to sanctions, the authority demands the unconditional release of President Roch-Marc Kabore. And then furthermore, the authority decides as follows. So basically, they are now omoka, anarchy among the omoka and say they uphold the suspension of Burkina Faso from all ECOWAS institutions until the restoration of constitutional order. Calls on the military authorities to establish the transition institutions, adopt a transition calendar, and facilitate the return to constitutional order within the shortest time. Instructs the Commission to ensure continuous engagement with the new authorities through the establishment of a monitoring mechanism, including the African Union and the United Nations, with view to accompanying the transition process. And then on the other issues, I think that was the basic the issues are almost raised here because almost can say maybe after Burkina almost touch on Guinea and then that of Mali. But for the issue of Burkina, no, and some almost to say for now Burkina has been suspended from all ECOWAS institutions, and almost share army say almost sign and returning the country back to constitutional process either by initiating transitional and be a bit mama. Kamamin Kabi and Sambra Burkina. So basically, Nyoma way na Omokafa, they see Burkina. And then Mamin Fankan say, apart from 8 heads of state with the vice president of Nigeria, no, and paying phobia to say, Her Excellency Suzy Kalababosa, Senior Minister for Foreign Affairs, International Corporations, and the diaspora of Guinea-Bissau. Once Guinea-Bissau, so maybe SEO. So President Nanti Mamba, so Her Excellency Suzy Kala Babusa na Ebe representing, no. And then His Excellency D. Maxwell Sa Kemaya, that is a Foreign Affairs Minister of Republic of Liberia. And then other dignitaries, Papa na me bisa ne question on His Excellency Jean-Claude Cassie-Brou, the President of the ECOWAS Commission. Normally, ye call and ECOWAS Asia. On closed door meetings, sir, President, no na all share media na all the key or the thematic areas, editu jama media no so be carry across the West African sub-region. And then Mr. Mahamat Salih Anadif is the special representative of the United Nations Secretary General for the West African and that of the Sahel. You know us. So also Ebabi and Mr. El Gassem Wani, special representative of the United Nations Secretary General in Mali and head of MINUSMA, and Dr. Paul Kofi, Commissioner, representing the President of the UMOA Commission. So basically, these were the key places people are on mobile. And just for the sake of Presidents are mobile, the ECOWAS, after the suspension of the 3 countries, already 16 countries at the time it was established in 1975.
Okay.
But country be to say Mauritania, Ephraim, because Arab nation, and then they are the only Arab speaking country in West Africa. So it 15. So with the exemption or with the sanctions meted out to Mali and that of Guinea initially, no, 13, and then Burkina so beka so they are 12. So out of the 12, no, heads of states are beka Ghana mampe ma omoye into atwa the course so sa Burkina Faso no. They were His Excellency Patrice Talon of Benin, His Excellency Alassane Ouattara of Cote d'Ivoire, His Excellency Adama Barrow, President of the Republic of Gambia, His Excellency Mohamed Bazoum, President of the Republic of Niger, His Excellency Macky Sall of Senegal, His Excellency Julius Maada Bio of Sierra Leone, His Excellency Faure Gnassingbé of Togo, and the Vice President of Nigeria, His Excellency Yemi Osinbajo of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Omobai together with the agencies are UN reps, ne other blocks reps are Omobai the Ecos of Burkina. But Oma share Foreign Affairs Minister Sheila Yakobochi. No, once Ghana no Eba ECOWAS. Our president is the chairman. And then we call the foreign affairs ministries and our foreign ministries also are Shelia Yakobochi, honorable, the head of the foreign minister. So call Burkina Faso now Omakushia and paying for then the roadmap to peace and restoration back to constitutional rule no now are taking effect. So we now a summary of just we a summary of the course and Kempinski Gold Coast City Hotel, Accra, and Rano.
Okay, interesting. But you asked a very important question, finally, Ansana. Meneo Edibesi, no, Ubisa, the ECOWAS president, say sanctions, no, is that the only way one will to me punish a member state, one wonder take this school? Yeah. Is it a case, ECOWAS sanctions, I want those countries, soft? And until still now, no, people are being encouraged. One more better so ayeku na. But ubi say as a question no answer be no de mao.
Yes.
But my yentie question no emra quick one. Okay. But mo fan to screen so emma me na yentie question no emra, and then let's see the accompanying response a buyer.
The young man, Mohamed Bouazizi, sparked the Arab Spring after self-immolation in Algeria. What do you think? Some people are of the view that the sanctions by ECOWAS is not daring enough. That is why after the next ECOWAS summit, the next one, a coup happened. Because I remember 3 weeks ago, the Burkinabe president was here and his colleague ECOWAS heads of state celebrated with him when he come. Burkina scored the first goal in the AFCON. Today, he's not here. And yesterday, his country was bundled out. What do you think is the issue? That the sanctions are not too daring enough. That is why the coups keeps happening. Or some people even saying it is the West Africa Spring. What do you react to that?
Okay, that is the question I will be saying. What was the response from the ECOWAS president?
Initially, the question was loaded in some context because media houses and then questions I wanted to ask, the media house and your name. So I was fourth on the list. There was a GH1, there was a French channel, and then there was a Bloomberg reporter. So just after the Bloomberg was the GH1, but the GH1 felt that his question was already asked, so they decided to skip to me, and I just asked a simple question. My question already was, but answer now or the my in some parts of the question maybe say like West Africa and ECOWAS there were 8 member countries or French speaking, and then the rest I think 5 and 2 Portuguese speaking countries, and it's like the 3 coups na sini na akoye francophone countries. So I now on pese obe answer direct. Onokra the example be by say even Gambia in 2017, ECOWAS had to send some army to go and restore constitutional rule over there, and that is not just a francophone thing, but it is an issue that the army, and they are not political parties. They are supposed to stay and then protect and defend the country territorial boundaries or borders. But in this context, a dialogue, and I say more dialogue, peace, but it's not an ECOWAS, and it's not a francophone thing. Because Francophone, support to the coups in the francophone countries. So he didn't quite go directly to my question, because my main question was just the francophone countries. It's like democracy, it do be more person more cut corners and only ede coups because Burkina some few weeks. The president was here to also dialogue and also impose sanctions on Mali and that of Guinea. But I want to call back now, 24th of the month of January, on also you go tune and Omokra can say they see what Guinea Bissau no. They are still monitoring and they are preparing the army and ready to possibly intervene in such issues. But almost a dialogue is what they are initiating. But so that's just a summary of what he answered regarding question I may be saying.
Okay. Mami Emma was say, John, maybe any you said in Comobius. It was any Ejuma wire. Mami Emra Muria Bema Salom Dramani so or no your member Edema Justice for Ghana na meneno eninko. Salom Bonin. Na Empombo Cordia.
Oh dear chair.
Very well. I know Pemba who say wash a watch no. I don't know your symbol bear.
We are going to say revolutionary Echebia. So we will be a Wakukudro, Utimi, Senyaman Koye, O my ma, Utimi Kasa. Ma Abain and Tidia Wukano. We shall just say the son ne way, no, like the symbolic.
It seems to me, sir, mo take a lot of inspiration from Julius Malema.
The chap in South Africa.
The South African comrade.
Oh no, he's doing his own whatever in South Africa to try and put pressure on the establishment to better the lot of South Africans. We are also doing our bit here, but we draw no inspiration from what he does. We are uniquely different.
Okay.
We are uniquely different.
But me understanding, no, and it's Justice for Ghana, more against the E-levy. Mamin Tio on that, no, to need more consensus more.
E-levy, yes, we are vehemently opposed to E-levy. And there's no way we'll support it. We have taken an uncompromising position on the issue of the E-levy. When you look at what government intends to even do with the E-levy, there's no way a Ghanaian who is discerning would support government to get parliament to approve E-levy. E-levy is no. E-levy is not the antidote to the economic problems we have, particularly the problems that President Akufo-Addo's administration has aggravated in the country. e-levy cannot be the panacea. It cannot be the solution. Okay. You know, we have gold. We have manganese. We have bauxite. We have oil. And over the years, we have relied on this thing to develop this country in addition to the tax that we pay. And those things have still not been able to get us to where we actually want to get to. Especially when you look at it in the context of Akufo-Addo's administration. The Akufo-Addo administration has borrowed to the level where one can safely and confidently say it is historically unprecedented. It has never happened in Ghana before. The amount of money borrowed by this administration. So it's like the administration now has its back on the wall because the credit rating of Ghana has also plummeted. They cannot go anywhere to go and borrow except to go to the IMF. And given their own utterances and remarks in 2016 about what happened in the Mahama administration, when the Mahama administration had to go to IMF for something credibility. Credibility. Policy credibility. Thank you so much. Policy credibility. That is what I think is creating the inhibition and the unwillingness for them to go. But I think they will have to swallow their pride and go to the IMF because the moral justification for the e-levy is totally untenable. Totally untenable. There's no moral justification for it. There's no more because the levy is also a form of tax or a fine. Okay, so we don't tax savings. We don't tax savings. We only tax earnings. You understand? So if I put my money in my wallet, that's why when you go to I don't know the transaction you do, the network you do your transactions on. But on MTN, for instance, you see wallet. It's written the wallet. Not even account, it's your wallet. Correct. So it's just an electronic wallet. You put your money in. And government now has the temerity to make a budget provision for that money that it intends to steal from my pockets. Government cannot stoop that low. Government cannot bring itself to that level of a pickpocket, say at Circle or Okaishi or whatever. Government is way above that kind of people. You understand? Because money in my wallet does not belong to government. What service has government rendered to me to take money from me? The government only has a contract with the telcos. So government takes tax from the telcos. So government should turn its attention to the telcos and not me, the individual who is.
But government has a social contract with you as an individual.
Government has a social contract with me to better my lot. The social contract we have signed with government is not to be profligate and prodigal, not to be wasteful. Not to be wasteful. Because when you have your people wailing and wallowing in misery, you don't revel. You the leader shouldn't be seen as reveling or jubilating or celebrating or engaging in luxury. You should be seen as somebody who is conscious of the pains your people are going through. Therefore, you are also ready to make sacrifices. In the case of His Excellency Nana Akufo-Addo, that is not what he is doing. Nana Addo is not ready to sacrifice anything. Yet he has the temerity, the effrontery.
But what do you want the president to sacrifice? At the end of president, person sacrificing. To what extent?
You know, the president, even the jets that he uses whenever he wants to travel abroad, those are expensive jets. Those are expensive jets. You don't live in a third world country and behave as though you are in the first world. Even the first world people, they don't engage in that kind of luxury and comfort. They don't. You've got to be simple because your people have entrusted into you, in your care, the responsibility to turn the fortunes of the country around. So if a government or a president who appears like he's on another planet, that's how I see him. Yes, just yesterday we were in the street with our placards. And one of the placards interestingly read, President Akufo-Addo, come down to earth. He should come down to planet Earth because he's not here with us.
I see.
As I speak to you today, there's a V8, a fuel guzzling car that is dedicated to carrying the chair of the president.
Is that a fact?
What is the evidence? It's a fact,
because considering the nature of the chair, it cannot enter a V8 vehicle, right?
The president chair.
Yes.
So which vehicle carries
how
the chair?
How will it be positioned?
I've
heard quite a lot of argument.
That is what
I'm just asking for clarification's sake. Looking at the nature.
Have you ever approached it? Have you ever seen the chair physically?
I've seen the chair in pictures, in videos, and all. I've seen the president sat on the chair. My question is, how do we put such a chair in a V8 vehicle?
That chair can the V8 is spacious enough to contain that vehicle. That chair, sorry. The V8 is spacious enough to contain that or to carry that chair. It can. Because when the president,
you have the clear evidence, V8.
Unless somebody comes out with contrary, evidence to what I'm saying, there's no way my position on that thing will change. There's no way it will change. The president is just being wasteful and has an economic team that do not seem to have their handle on how to turn the fortunes of the economy around. They don't seem to have that.
I see. But quantification here, if you tell me, say, President rented jet, Olivier expensive life, how do we quantify it? Because the president has told you, say, Yenji e-levies, some 6.9 billion Ghana cedis. That is what he's going to be able to use in taking up certain developmental projects. And the levies are being tied to particular projects. But how do we quantify? If you are telling me the president must reduce the level of borrowing and the level of expenses and he's renting,
his profligacy.
Yes, and all of that. How do we quantify it? If the president does not rent jet again, what will be the value of that?
Oh, okay. My argument isn't just about the president's extravagant or flamboyant lifestyle. That is just not it. Even if the president decides to reduce his expenditure, the e-levy will still be no, because there's no moral justification for it. You just want to be a pickpocket. Because what service are you rendering to me to take my money? There's no justification for it. So if the president today decides that the money allocated to the presidency is about say 2 billion, and he decides that we will now use 1 billion, it will still not constitute a strong enough basis to roll out or to get the e-levy approved, because the e-levy has no attributes of tax. It has no attribute of a tax. No equity, no discrimination, because a tax should be discriminatory on the basis that there are some people
who are paying.
Yes, and there are some people who naturally cannot pay tax. They are outside the tax bracket. So provision should be made for that. But in this case, in the case of e-levy, there's no such provision. So it's just like government has not really thought of the other side of the other side of the argument. They've just conceived this thing and want to push it down through the throat of Ghanaians, and we cannot take that.
Okay. Some few months ago, there was a movement called Fix the Country movement. their major play was that buying and fixing all our roads. We should probably have an amendment to our 1992 constitution, and then the rate at which politicians are developing our country, they need to speed up the entire process. Now the president tells you, together with the government, say pay something small. As a responsible citizen, for us to be able to do this, and you say that be how do we expect the president to get the money to do the development?
Okay, as we discussed this e-levy matter today, there's about 12.8 billion that is missing in our kitty. That is according to the Auditor General's report. The Auditor General appointed by His Excellency Nana Akufo-Addo. That is his report. The government should make efforts to trace that money. That's the 12.8 billion. And then the money that the government intends to accrue from the e-levy. Which one is more?
But when him said don't take a legal process.
No, which is more? Which one?
But even with that, of the Auditor General report, it doesn't really click, because the point is that Auditor General now categorization. There are some funds that were misapplied. There are some funds that were embezzled, and there are some funds that were misappropriated. Which one are you talking about? Now, if the Auditor General gives you a summary and tell you that, okay, we have lost 12.8 billion out of this categorization, and you box everything into one, how do you even determine those that have been able to refund their money?
So are you blaming me, or you are blaming the Auditor General for making his report?
No, my question is
because the Auditor General,
and it's even if we are to retrieve those monies, it will take time, because it has to go through legal processes.
So because it will take time, that is why government wants to use the e-levy.
But how do you justify that for a country that we want to initiate developmental projects in a year like 2022?
Since when has the government been in power? This government has been in power since 2017.
But the government didn't introduce e-levy in 2017.
Yes, the government
to introduce
the government only displayed its insatiable appetite for borrowing, and it has over-borrowed to the level where it can no longer borrow. So it is now turning that appetite on us, the suffering masses.
Okay. So me that say, my member solo action na member one so akwaba. I go solo margin. Na empomwe.
Yeah, we not do.
And then so traffic catch you.
Traffic.
I'm told there's a particular structure be a issue on this side. I'm traffic. Yes. So I agree with you and I bear with you. But be able to NDC move
morning. Oh, Boko. Nyankopon.
My microphone in
there. Yes, sorry, I'm not paying your many than I say near the young wish and is a on to Trianamoy. But Nyankopon, we jam manato. This young Nyankopon or the funny paddle. Anti Ocean Swa. Also, on Hinia Bonia. Nyankopon, your hina so on count hino, Aka, no mine. In the days of Pharaoh against Moses. Israel for now a honey na called Sana is a manu 1 month pressure on Pharaoh there. On my Egypt for Egypt for 1 month pressure on Pharaoh there. On my Israel for near there and conquer. Indeed, all the time, no, you are not as channel. Oh, you are now the upper class, no, top class, no. Won hunti aya won hundi ose da woye me bana metie Salom ne discussion, but it's rather unfortunate that na brofo anoka say anka wo wider reach in the account spectrum now, anka will make a lot of meaningful impact on the lives of the vulnerable. You are not, you see, Ghana, because of slavery, until we are better serving our slave master. And to say, Oka tree broken, I'll be ankada wabon. Oka brofu broken, but because of wabon. But maybe that brofu broken na Nigeria for why one linga franca.
Yeah.
Communication, education, more, and the average citizen gets educated. But when you want to speak the unimpeccable English, which is for those who have attended school to a certain level, your quest at educating the ordinary Ghanaian is not achieved. Because you will still be talking to the middle to upper class. You understand?
Yeah.
And I am bound upon one, ye chia Kessben Kanawu. One wash what's in a wash or social media handles no do now 92.9. Your friend Abatanasi. Abatanasi radio and a TV. Now ya kai Ghana for there. Ninyina nye. Methodist for you must say ninyina ye. But would Nanado and MPP say no. Ninyina nye. Ninyina onye ni there. Aban yeto abama wa. Yeto abama there fancy shebra. Obama yenya impuntu. Kama akwaba. Obama yenya impuntu. Ne yenya kanko. Enwa. Na ewie yi no wa me asonwe. Anti yeto abama abanya. Aban nankasa. So ontumi hwe nankasa no ho do a ontumi hwe man ni nyina. Until the time be ebe hunde aban bi aba ni minister ni appointee oye boni bi a why say aban ni ntumi to anamo no acha sa aban nankasa wankasa mpontumi hwe so. Because Proverb 18:23 or say Proverb 23:18 also spare the rod and spoil the child. And they be able to aban bi aba oye dine manda obetwe nim soaniana nim abamba na sope started with court and from be woko to court do a court no ko na nimpa no no ye 1.5 police ni no court no nyem all these things ni na nechi no nko funu ba kada wan kan chon woko court obe over remind one waka chon woko court obe fine one wa akofie sank of one true finally woko court they were fined and went home. Nte man penny ni man another penny wo. And you didn't k na. Yes see. Aban biala oje tu bebre no. Oya aban a ondwini nkwachiri according to Dr. Mahmoud Baumia. Atmasia.
Me too.
According to Nana Danko Akufo, we must move away from taxation to production. 5 years on. One district, one factory was a deceptive political tool to undermine John Dramani Mahama's industrial revolution agenda of city. Mama was using state funds to revamp defunct state enterprises. Until yekoye Kumasi shoe factory. No your factory akwami Kumasi no guye. Bupe a Shebata processing plant. Why? Shebata was the 5 northern region now, or a poverty-stricken community. No, I want no Ghana in here. You classify on the one where Ghana in here for number 1. And the war gold mine. I won't win in the area of I confirm. I don't need a Shebata. Shebata one industrial importance. And to John Dramani Mahama, the big thinker, let me cite Shebata processing plant. All the ad growers or whatever no, obey one commercial product company be off taker to boost the income levels of one of us. Mamim broaden, I confirm. Because we have a delicacy in Ghana. With all its protein and benefit to man. Yemombe another issue. Would dia confirm no agro? Oh, I confirm the average Ghanaians are warrior. I confirm pottery who was southern Ghana. Wo boom basa. So no says I confirm my review. Kumasi in Mbana or a pottery I confirm. Onye the one from the bush.
I see.
Yeah, auntie, one bayaba. One district, one factory. The averagely unconscious Ghanaian. Not Ghanaian, and before I had here. So what the one factory baba milk chrome dia maminto mo. Because no one need any tangible or solid or cogent argument against Mama's industrialization. Commander Sugar Factory, Alumina Fish Processing Plant, 12 ties, Plot Cocoa. That is Western region, Central America. Uber Co, a Greater Accra, Olam, Tema, and the Mahama, Kofunana was sponsor a athletic games are from them. Nestle.
Okay.
And no, you one tea manufacturing company, Fin Nigeria, the Bagana. Atmosphere, and many other companies. Who call the rural side now? There were a lot of cottage industries are now spring up. Now the a big thinker Mahamano on fine ye asafo non fan grown Ghana for. Cause I call a crapim north for the south or a cropon and okra. Now a palm oil processing plant, small one. Mrs. Matilda Emisata, and Oko Commission here. And low key, because the government's intention was to boost the capacity of the local dwellers, not to make a campaign gimmick out of that. In the Amoka one district, one factory, no. Ghana Fubi Fisena Oyemont, what the more. Says, I want one district, one factory. One village, one dime. One constituency, $1 million. Whatever. In time, people 1 year. Now, I buy one Ghanaian 1.75 tax.
So now see for my mommy.
One Ghanaian 1.75 tax. Necessary Baba. Now they are co-found abadi. Say Jimmy Dame a Momo scanner at the quiet. As you start. Now one of me to a abandoned pub or church you start Magana phone. 2. Dr. Mahmoud Baumani PhD in when you war a good area. And your PhD in finance on your grow. Now ending there, you don't tax savings. Abab me anamontoni. Where patapa? Where economic tagri no ode yen. What you want in what they babaji. What's answer we are? Buying by power 2017 to 2005. 5 years. Anambwa. Masa sika offer a money more. Onam de ye Shanghai ye boka. Ye be ala same down then be double 6 billion. Anna Anima
Salomitio.
Ye be able 6 billion. And this also over 6 billion. Now they are quiet Juma. Now Juma now they quiet no. Over Sansu Sayano, what boka more than 6 billion. Now why do they do the miscamia the more? And the first thing, Sabo from us say on ya buy on yeska. What's it? Tita Bofrano Campano among you and then one fiddle. MPP, who financial administration in yet. And to another gun of yes and scabium. First thing, address all the loopholes in the financial administration. Check presidency. 2021. Wamano 2.1 billion. Jikodi Esan Sambra. 2025, 3.1 billion. Office of the president expenditure. Atasha.
So let's from me.
I mean, I want to was the president or the Escako High Jatina than the Mimi on how me. Sir President Akufo-Addo, why are you here? And only at the offer and say, man paying or some so much na man konya atofu woman Ghana for a year. Minya, never pamua. But me no kasai. Ye free SH na wala kada ye free SHS no. And to me run the free SHS ni ye. Man yen dachim mofoma. What dachim kosu ye. And the catcher me says ask an legend that boost free SHS and ke post. Ni akatch the no on poyen famo. But koha kope de miske for be a free SHS. Okay. Sa minya temi. Okay, baba mini e wakasa more than 25 minutes. Makasa 12 minutes. Ebeka to no okay. Masam no yo. Na masam no nko achiri. Tie masam no yo. How? But masam no so. Aha airport city. E ka che plane there. Onsi fumo no che there. Ba no enter Ghana's territorial air. Ntimatu ase. Eyi. Ba air boundaries no. Ntimatu ase dem obe 7 minutes to end. Hwe speaker. Speaker. And him there, Momo. Oh yeah, different ejumana telcos no oye. Because we are branch into financial services. Atmosphere. Yeah. Now, within that financial services, no, we'll make charges. And to the Momo, the telcos must pay VAT on their services, which is 17.5%. And the metro wire, Ainum Waligian 1.7. 1.75 no. Etia. Or 10% of VAT. 1.75 no. Or 10% of VAT. Okay. So let's about. Now 1%, 10% of VAT no. MPP can implement the 17.5 on the 1% of the telco charges. See, the telco charges. O Sunday NDC ayebida am we di atem into a soro obeko. O can say and the NDC was charging bank services. The banks NDC was charging them VAT on their services. And the enu was so that one so obeko na bakasa. But unim nimpa bianua or yes rabofo. So let's about Matthew. Remember, come out, Dean. So come out, Dean, Deputy National Communication Director of the NPP. Come out, morning.
Oh, million.
Afe,
MSC yanko, eh? Okay, very good. Million.
Come on.
My main chair, for my first time I'm about if you so ni. I feel say mo juma papa. Me tai tie mo na juma mo ye no mo se mo amantem so.
Yes, here di kan for.
Mo say di kan for. What is the topic?
E-levy.
What's the issue? E-levy. Very good. Oh, summarize e-levy. Because a tax.
Yeah.
Manesa. Miriam, assembly is very simple. Why? And oba beji sike won butuma, and oba yiske won butuma because anyway, obi ani ho. Every single soul in this world is opposed to taxes. Obi biara. But you see, de bia me de subono bo MPP, any NDC. Because ohe ya mrapona share say mo ko form political party a mo butai ni say mo de bo mo ho beto honom ama amansana to abama mo ye to abama mo a na tumi na mrapono ewo no the share president in nsa sa president no be president for every single body in this country, whether a MPP or NDC or MPP or whatever party it is. Na menua, having known this particular fundamentals, what we then again have to know is that Mrapona say per article 34 or 35 thereabout, directive principles of state policy. Say a nyuma bia was say abino eye
to inure to your benefit, my benefit, and to the benefit of Solomon. She said, John Dramani Mahama Ba, he is supposed to make sure that he works with that particular provisions of the law. Akufo-Addo Ba, he is supposed to work to that particular of the law. Anamibwa. And Emraponas answer say, amenities must be created. Education must be made. Whatever you have to do to cushion the plight of the people, you have to do it. Now, Emrano Ekewie no, and I catch say, Afibia, the president of the Republic, Ayato Abama no, on for financial policy, and from the parliament through his finance minister. Na parliament entina enhwe so oman no obebu ni sen sika no ukofa na he ofo sika no wi a o de be den sa nkuntabu no I was say about every year. Yeah. Now, after establishing all this, what I want to say is that the importance of taxing the people or revenue mobilization is key. Look, Obiani who obeka se me bu man ya, me the taxes the menje. Now no me who video be. He just says John Dramani Mahama. Or see taxes no na also mo development. Na say one trade taxes be dem o man no be develop it. And then today, the likes of Solomon Cancer, any NDC communicators, and some people who are surrogates of the NDC, and in them say, oh, what the tax are you, Bonnie?
Point of correction.
No.
You can't quote us wrongly.
I am saying that
you can't quote us
I am repeating myself.
Withdraw.
And then I won't withdraw. Oh, Mr. Speaker. Oh, please. You see, when they do propaganda and you not get them, that's what happens. A pinchuam.
Nobody is saying that.
Gentlemen, thank you. Mama, me take about it.
Stop it, please.
Me say
we are opposed to e-levy.
Me say,
we are not opposed to paying tax.
NDC for mama for any day, mama for a boma listeners. I am saying that.
Salam ni solo beda say. Come on, our microphone so.
Why the Beko school describe e-levy as tax? Why?
Man, why mistaking them?
But I was saying, Mama, me take about it. Solo Okasa no Nakamala. Solomon.
You should tell us one attribute of e-levy.
Solo Mokasa no Nakamala. Salam, thank you. Come on, Bachama Minty.
Are you?
E-levy say ebony a tax.
Yes, e-levy no.
Come on, solo say on Monka tax ebony. Come on.
O producer, Obenya pen and paper sama or Omomo.
We will wait for you to lie.
Yes, because the lie is not part of the discussion.
I told you.
Any pen and paper, one pen. I say, oh, yeah, but please. Speaker.
Come on, Mama, one pen and paper.
Very good.
You can't lie on us.
We are not saying.
Come on.
But we are saying that e-levy is no.
Okay. The point is well made. Muntie, come on now.
He has to acknowledge.
Okay. Come on, one must say, one man can say tax to your body, but they are opposed to
media. Speaker. Media in school. School dem me na see for school da. Nti me take tax ase na me te levy ase. Nti kai levy kura na re ba ya na kai for so normal kura ya je omo ho na enye tax. Che kai levy under the NDC condom tax e dey buy na enye tax. Oh ya botre. You see, Speaker, me say ene NDC and surrogates of NDC are all out. Oh, please let me. You see, I have been.
You have not got a fine opportunity to redeem yourself.
Oh my
God! You are still messing.
Don't do this. I thought by now opposition would have taught you sense and you have learned it. That's still you're still. Opposition member opposition kwa I was so getting answer.
But also one. What would you opposition?
Okay, now let's have it. Now him. I am saying that. Look. Oh, why? Yes, I know. Good program. I don't know why we're doing this. Are we not having a program?
And if surrogates are opposed to tax.
Why?
Madam was
come
on, making points in the clear. What
is the definition of a levy?
No, that is not it.
Oh, is it? It's simple. Is it? I don't. Oh my God.
Does that mean
look? Is it? What have you made me to do?
Solo.
No, please. I beg you. No. What is your time? No, I can do more than what you are doing. We don't do this. Oh no.
My entrance. Okay. May you microphones ringing now? No FM. Gentlemen. Solo me that say. Medum win our microphone. But with all due respect, Pamacho, Mama and for respect, me for. Na mintie kama. Salam, Pacho. Who be a tro. Kama we are winning our mobile. Solo. Dabi, solo me that say. Solo Pacho, we are obebem.
What you are seeking to do is to generalize anybody who criticizes a policy.
Yes.
You understand? If is your policy,
yes.
Then we say we disagree. Doesn't mean that we disagree with
your microphone here, me that say. Makama fana no see.
Okay, I'm at liberty to also go after him.
Me that say. Come on, mama intio.
There is a cardinal principle. Which cardinal principle says that? And I want us to be clear on that cardinal principle. Say, certain times, with all respect to my brother Solomon, cancer. Yeah, did Pia na communicate you. MY. Until me would pen and paper no watch or me continue. Me now what punch you holes into what I've said. Now I am making my point, and my point is clear. My point is that NDC and its surrogates. I say and the tax bonnie.
But almost someone can't.
But no. About but let me continue with it. You see, I'm happy he has mentioned VAT. Oh yeah, they didn't know can VAT so. I was going to come there. Unim, I blame MPP and NDC, and I said it earlier on. Amaya yewoya, ye did to me and my say you bet me. I'm making sure says Samai, you bet me. At the end of the day, govern it well, manage the economy well. No, the only way we can do that is when there are resources or when there's resources in your hands. Obetime abwa, aye liquid. Say abana aye liquid. Then you can be you'll be able to advance developmental projects. Minya, the point I may person mention is say we need sika untimi enkweni untimi nyehwe. Untina aban and making sure say nye loan na ye taxes. Say ye taxes in so of course. There will be some grants eba. The now no na resources amount. But what is more important and imperative is say you must find avenues of making sure say your tax policies will be put in place. But I'll blame MPP here, and let me do that. 1995, by out. Eka say the Dan Rawlings regime, NDC 1, was actually being harsh to the people of Ghana by what? Bringing about what we call VAT, value added tax. Ama eko ye hu ye tre a demonstration 92.9 against it. Anameboa. Yes ano. Ghana for eto abama 2000. Ye baya under normal circumstances. Quebec say VAT na ye tre tie no. Kede dey. Ye de be twere honom ana be ye firi ho. Yan ye firi ho ye be ejuma. Because reality had dawned on you and Ghana need to develop. You needed revenue mobilization. Under President Kufuor, CST, Communication Services Tax, Solomon Kansa and Co were all over. And a Wahala demonstration, Wahala Ghana, and they did all manner of things because they thought that we were imposing taxes. They fought CST. So we fear talk tax. ɛna panyakofo ka sɛ saa tax a mede bayi mede program aba a yɛfrɛ no NYEP saa NYEP no emabu no mo Ghana mo ni dwuma ɛna mpɛ sɛ yɛboaboa mo ano na yɛtumi nye sika bi a yɛbɛtumi apɛdua ma ɔmo yɛte saa kuo no ɛde fa ɔmo dwuma na ɛbɛyɛ den atema sustain the payment of these people it could come from us into CST ni ba yɛbɛtumi atua NDC say there be ɔmo mpene fight CST nyame ncha de koto aba mo 2008 yɛto aba mo 2009 ɔmo ba administration mu CST no ɛna ɔmo de ka da na ejida ɔmo tɛne NYEP no to jida ɛna ɔmo gye no ɔmo ko dae no ɔmo san diye ɛna bi ko akoda prison
but National Youth Employment Agency.
I am saying that but there was that agency now I'm talking about where the CST taxes is being channeled to.
Okay.
And through jida no be no why but the source of revenue to sustain that particular entity has to do with what I call the CST tax. That's the communication tax, which is still prevalent anyway. It's still there. To me, part said these two instances made my, say Ghana for 8 years. I was super moi. Young who can who say, young political parties know we are a problem to ourselves. And I'm saying that. Say, young to me, I'm Ghana for who say, to me now, more day my no. And I ba mo nchen amode tumi na amaye no weni o say eye let me boa amamai no betumpon a na yan kan no kra antro mo a we will always find ourselves in some of these problems. Fango and oil prices and never be enam because ye the politics bio
I don't permit to be 7 cities.
Absolutely because ye the politics you know. And I could do baby 2015 and I can say any deregulation. I buy any sa and free. I buy any sa free more. I bet can only the market players and the industry players, and then make my determine prices of your furniture fuel. That is where we are. Whether we like it or not, their market premiums, their margins or more profit, they decide it. The only aspect of it are buying taxes are either so again matter of taxes. Because Abai cannot take away those taxes or take away those taxes, sir. We will what? Crumble as a nation. Whether we like it or not, revenue shortfall. Revenue shortfall. Revenue shortfall.
More agree to that.
No, but I said, why? Just finance minister has said it. It's a trite knowledge. It's common knowledge. Revenue shortfall. But there are causative factors. One, I will cite the pandemic, which is a global hit. I've seen recessions in other advanced countries. As I say, that's one. Two, no government in this country will say, we have always met our revenue target in terms of mobilization. It has never happened since independence. No government.
But the NDP said you have done that.
No, we have never said we met revenue. Please, I'm choosing my words, a revenue mobilization target. You don't meet it. Na set target na was set last year, for instance, GRA, which is energy taxes, set a target of 55 billion Ghana cedis. But they did a good job. They had about 52 billion Ghana cedis. Okay? And recently, Laporte Ekba out, and now I can say in this fiscal year, GRA has set a target of 88 billion. You know why? There are many of us in this country into your taxes. Because you say you were direct tax and you were indirect tax. Direct tax, and I'm laying emphasis on that. Because you don't do into your tax, there's a challenge in revenue mobilization. And I say okobobusia in terms of bonds and whatever, whether internal or external, to augment the little that you have gotten so that you can move on. Where a reality I don't know when you are in power. But when you are in a position, I will credit them this morning. They can make all the noise without respect. They didn't do too many pay. Na fide kasa na sesa. That is what we are faced with. Tina make us baby ye dri. Ya so nsuo e na so nsa. E na nyina hu na emu edru. But ye hu awie no, ye bi say ye ho say enukre no eda hefa e na e Ghana eda mfimfi. Tina finance minister kasa. Your e-levy is not going into his pocket. It's not going into Nanado's pocket. It's not going into my pocket. It's not going to Speaker's pocket. It's not going to Solomon Kasa. It's neither is it going to my brother's pocket. Where that money is going to is to develop ourselves.
The accountability of it is a question.
Oh, my brother, I am saying that accountability there. If you are going to make what na hire wakasa bebre. I say free SHS I can say ye di aba no kra no. Ana ye di aba no. Of course, ye can ye Ghana for nyina nim say ye di aba. Ye na di buy. Say mo da mo hu say enya de papa. Mo ka kire say enya mo ye ntimi implement it. But 2 weeks to 2020 election, omunya who said the going was tough after the unzom ko 3-day fasting be answer election, okay. So 3-day fast omu ye wi omu say good is still like tough. Nyankopon anje ntum no mo ko gina bolgatanga say free essence ko ye na de buy o. Ade amu say enya pe da mu na mo de buy. We dey fan kwatro honum. Me patch say all these monies that you need is towards the development. Now, why the e-levy? I have established the fact that taxes are tensa obiampe.
Yeah.
I've established the fact also then say yeba rebel resisted. And a master Ghana for who say whether NDC bar, MPP bar, taxes no omo de beba. And then me person Solomon cancer and their surrogates omo bi omo no of ma infidel so and catch Ghana for say omo bar. If e-levy is passed, they will scrap it. Have you heard any of their communication saying it? No. Say to abamo pa say ye tie e-levy a pass awie na ye djuma na nka Solomon kansa mo ya to abamo mo omo nka kire se mo ba omo scrap it or they will cancel it. None of them has made that comment. I am saying why I've checked, I've listened to them. I'm challenging him.
They tell you said they don't accept e-levy.
But I gave you example of CST. They didn't accept one by one for Yejuma. They didn't accept it. When they came, they used it and even increased it. VAT, yes, my brief example. We also, yes, we can say here for Yejuma. Yempe. Now, what you know, Ghana, you buy ya the VAT Yejuma. Tina make us say, baby, ye dree, say, yan can no credit answer Ghana for mutiagen. Say, I'm going to say anything, Ediko. Nay, enjoy our propaganda and politics. Say, that kind of politics of patronage. You found to change and watch Ghana, then of course we are in trouble.
Okay.
And a banner comparative analysis. If it's about social intervention, proper policy, say you tailor towards the development of the people, the NDC will never come near the MPP. 1, school feeding program, MPP. 2, NHIS, MPP. 3, mass transport, MPP. No, I am telling you what we use our taxes for. 3, mass transportation, MPP. 4, free SHS, MPP. 5, I am telling you all the proper policy. All the proper policy in this country. Not NDC cannot mention one for you. Now, when we have some alternative, then we are wasting our time in this country.
All right.
So tax is important. E-levy is important. Let us be able to put it together and help ourselves. And again, to end with, levy simply means a tax. Levy simply means a tax. If you don't know that they are synonyms, then today, Omo school, no make sure Omo say a synonym.
Deputy Director of Communication of the New Patriotic Party, Anna Wotin Kana. So, my member also that mean to kakra on this now. I feel Yembra, dear. Yembra, you tag the son of him in call lines.
Me that's Osi surrogate na oka surrogate no na me wanda kaka say why no na yes why no na yes surrogate no but see how we say o no selom kosuba me no na osi surrogate no I want say dey menim say surrogate mami kai come on surrogate say 2012 up to 2016 die mimi ye wa ha say no bayama omusu Uber power as soon as Uber power. Na die wu bosha wu boy na wundi so expect me to oppose you. Wow. I will definitely oppose you. Share Osi levy a tax. Say Osi levy a tax.
Yeah.
Correct. Levy is a form of tax. It could be a fine. But tax no our attributes our characteristics my mbisa ehun say e-levy no our characteristics of tax ana e-levy our characteristics of tax
a different altogether. It has no characteristics of a tax. So therefore, it cannot be a tax. It can only be a pickpocket means of taking. Yes, it is true. You understand? You want to use your executive. No.
Pickpocket definition.
No, you want to use.
You as a parliament, pickpockets. Is that what you're talking about?
Me see.
What kind of seriousness are we talking about?
What are you talking about? Serious. The point is that the e-levy has no characteristic of a tax. Whoa, I have pickpocket. The government
definition of e-levy.
Come on, with that.
No, levy is not. Listen. Listen.
The meaning of
levy.
Don't forget.
Oh no. Look at propaganda. Levy is a form of tax.
Very good.
It's a form of.
You see,
it could be a fine, but e-levy is a pickpocketing policy by the Akufo-Addo administration. That is the difference.
So
because it has no characteristic of a tax. You understand?
I saying levy is a form of tax. I feel also we are saying levy is a. You see the way they are.
We are saying that.
You see the way they are.
Speaker. The point is this.
Yeah.
Levy is a form of tax.
Okay.
But
that is clear.
It could be a fine. But e-levy cannot be a tax.
Why?
Because it does not bear any of the characteristics of a tax.
So in Tanzania they are pickpocketing.
So the Akufo-Addo administration has reduced its level to a pickpocket.
Is that what it means? What are you talking about?
Tell Kamal that the Akufo-Addo administration has reduced its level now to a common pickpocket in the streets. The only difference between the administration and this one is the common pickpocket in the streets.
So the is even surprised about your comments.
Who?
Why surprised?
You are astonished that you don't. You have not studied the e-levy thing because you have no option. You have been whipped in line to defend this thing. In your heart of heart, you know this thing is bad. Wunim said I buy no person edibuy no. Eye bad. We see CST start talk task no.
Communication service.
Demonstration.
Were they not against it?
And this woman demonstration.
Were they not against it?
We criticize it, yes.
And this criticize it.
That's the point I was.
But there was no demonstration. Now I didn't know which and trosa. Koto post PCC. I didn't. Mami kasem bichro.
Salam na usi for mama.
Yil evino. Ye die si. Enya die ebebaso.
Ebebaso.
Messi enya die ebebaso. Wallahi embaso. Ebaso so a aban entimi. Aban we no ayaban a omun dwin kochire. Sebi because she aban we de bia policies bia omun role no. Like no deep thinking. Anti policy no ba ni repercussions no far more than advantage and benefit I ba no. Share banking sector.
Ambulance na yede ma okrum no.
Me pacho. Ambulance no yin.
Ambulance yede ma wa. Wa ye fa we ya for okrum e de ko ye deep thinking.
Ambulance. Share tie.
Muti ha na obi ko fa sprinter bus by say ambulance. Solomon kasa mo ko fa sprinter bus. Akuje kra ni. You say ambulance. Oh we are not ko pa.
We share this here.
And they deep thinking.
Come on, man.
Share free
SHS. You say the ambulance okrum.
Na free SHS no. Time amudi free SHS no ebaye no. Me say free SHS into na me to abama omo. Free SHS no nti. Enti kama omo say ebia onu when they were name. But implementation no very lousy bad. Ahokra na me won say President Akufo-Addo no anka wan benye president a ebebuan was sending records seriously. But we mu no wonya de ombe ka kire no but me ka kire no me manya kukudro no ka kire no say what say wodi records a wonya no tie ba me ma solution
salam si for
me the solution no be basisi
just 1 minute
me pa chew say Kamal ukwa ko ka kire owura Bawumia say 75 questions a odima Mr. Atta say all answer no so onu akasa to me answer sa 75 questions no yentua e-levy biabio because your solutions ni nyina wo ho
Okay.
Now, Osi Mahama any ni appointees no said the omu wia a mine sika no. So omu jaya sika bebrebe wo a mine no aban no on taxibium. Aban no on di tax ebe we biabium because sika wo mine mo ba aban ni nkrofo no mo wia. Say MPP ana owura ba omia timinya kukudro nde. Eka kire wo mu appointees no say omu jaya sika no wia. Ye benya ska bebre wo mai we mu yentua e11 kwa anya de omo nkasa
so no bravo man na mentio
simple say your finance minister on we major in collateralization the best principle they abano nti so hwehwe another legitimate means to go for another collateralization nti do ni man say Ghana bibia me do kwesi awawa correct awawa sie hene ye dia man wo Ghana awa wasie hene kuratra awa de sia awa
igbe awoba
enti minia ayare ho anya dem parliament ya anka ye gold ye diamond ye manganese anka odiko
na overtime because you just
that be on back program
come on learn from me.
Yes, program
when you were talking, apart from lying on me, and I'm miming bawasem. Kokasa mimi say a tax bonia. In a way, it makes me somehow a retarded minded person.
Exactly.
I want to remember. Me kasa. The fact that me see, disagree with e-levy, and e-levy nya dia osa ban bia that dreams or the be tax. What na catch Ghana for say my impose a fine on Ghanaians. If you have that right, then we agree. Say the first say to me, yeah, money there, meduska.
Correct.
And then for kwemu ba we abanti, yes do chen o ebetumi awo kawa there alphabet. Apart from that one, let me educate you on e-levy. E-levy, it is a money transaction. It's not a business transaction. Right. It's a financial transaction. Yes. To say our Kwanantako bank use the same thing. And we use free obi momo wallet. What I say. And we nimpano. I see me mama deny a portable amount. Yes. And me charge you. And the nimpano ankasa na oye project nankasa. O tiao fee. Yes. So who now also charge on the fee page?
Was nimpano. Enye me.
What must ya? And who you then? Who charge me twice? Who's on render service in the army? That is what the MPP and its members do not understand.
And some of their surrogates.
Because, Master, I don't know. The best place. The best place MPP could have gone is a foreign remittance.
But the Honsomun tax you.
And say, I want to me because I'm in Pana or sending or meeting in your fin. It's like bringing money, giving money to somebody. Yeah. So that one, if it's a gift, the person must pay what? Tax.
Gift tax.
Gift tax. If you are going to use it to undertake a project in Ghana, the person must pay what? Tax on it. And this remittances. You are at liberty to charge it. When you pay no remittance, you charge. Two, on a usage of e-platforms.
Yeah.
What must I say? E-platforms. You can categorize them and then you offer a specific tax on them. Not those who are patronizing their product.
That would be an attempt of collapsing e-commerce.
No. Speaker. Yeah, e-commerce company no. So your company are properly registered that won't mean tax because it's your tax. But there are a lot of mushroom people on their platform selling. So what must say? And so you tax network. Take people to audit the e-platform to know why practice trade on the e-platform now. Well documented. Exactly. You cause them to be well documented. The moment they become well documented now, they are captured in the tax network. Sure. You understand? That be on to me because they themselves cannot do. They will procure consultants. You see, GRA 41 no matter because the government is looking at the simplest way. But I tell you, when you allow GRA, they will do fantastic. It is political interference.
So long now, see from Mama.
Many masters, you know, some actually say, unim say, the me momoy are the most fastly growing enterprise in Ghana, not by the telcos, by the individual innovative Ghanaians. Shall obi to me start? Well, twin towers of Kessben, Nanim, not the neighbors of this war, as that house. Or business you find man pay. No, what call a Gospel Light International.
Yeah.
Now, what call a bio? No, I probably no, I pray, why I'm praying. Oh, one work baby. And tables are not starting where guy. No, all run the cashman, no workers. No, all tables are one person, no, about 7 staff. Now, what you can also do to tax them is that now you have to say that anybody who want to run Momo Cash Joint must register his company.
Sure.
You understand? So that when the person registers his or her company, he falls into what? The tax bracket. Okay. It is not the person who is going to.
Kessben 92.9.
So, baby, I say, my main kind message is come on, maybe I'll also sit here. Quick, Mr. Speaker, good morning to you. Kindly tell the Honorable Kanawu Dean that his NPP government, e-levy is not an option. They must equally know. Ghanaians are not willing to pay. Mavis Afriya is watching us live on Facebook. Veronica Bimpon is live on Facebook. Kofi Nti said, good morning, Mr. Speaker. Honorable Kanawu Dean has spoken well. E-levy must come for us to develop the country altogether. Simplicity. Let Solomon and Cancer understand. Meda say, Nanaja Nimbuaten said, Mr. Speaker, tell Solomon and Cancer, Kanawu asked him a very simple question. The NDC must pronounce to the entire nation that after the introduction of e-levy, the future NDC government will suspend it. Ghanaians will better understand their argument. And what they abba. May I say, come on.
You see. First of all, at the end of say, we can decipher from our conversation this morning what is propaganda and what is a real situation presented. Clearly, somebody will choose to define levy say a pickpocket, and the same person says a levy is a form of tax. Contradiction in the clear, and people are watching and they are listening. Meanwhile, I am saying, oh, my brother. Please, will you let me? Oh, please. Is it Selam? Selam, let's respect them. Let's respect the viewers and listen. Oh, please.
Come on, the microphone off. The microphone.
You know what? Somebody.
It's not a form of tax.
Oh.
Why you say
Selam.
levy is a tax? You want to generalize
Selam.
It's not a tax.
Salam ni solo me da wase. Kaba mi ti o na me call lines ni so guy nko.
Media. Me san akasi su say. Eni diemu. Ahombrasemu. Ye ba governance ho asem. A ba provision of amenities and what is good to develop this country. A ba say ye bie Ghana mu to get it mover. Solomon Cancer sits here and want to tell me say your alternative. That is interesting. We've seen them before. You ran this country into an abyss. 2016, we saw you, you were there, we saw how you handled this country to where we are. You see, to the extent, say, to the extent that we sit in this country, that we made effort, MP before your effort, you buy it, under President Kufuor, to discover oil for Ghana. You discover all the way. NDC looked us in the face and looked Ghanaians in the face. I say, Ajungo. Solomon Kasa and did that. Someone peg Ghana yenti. Almost say, Ajungo yenti minyawe. Yajai, Aba, you left the oil for them. Today you are coming to make an argument, say, the MPP is not a party. that helps. Fatonchen, we sat in this country. You took this country to IMF. We're here because you ran down your own economy. And I'm going to senchi enum tea. Edidi ye. And your friend say, Mami, what's the name?
Mami there.
Ekiadonko. Or say head down papa be a medem. Adrian papa be a midi. And that is how they manage this economy in this country. And telling us that now we are. Yes, a homegrown policy. Credibility issues in the IMF my conditionalities won't for you. A lot of stuff.
Is that the reason
you have to impose taxes? No, that's not the reason.
For equalization.
When you have an opportunity within, you don't rush out. You try to become innovative and use that opportunity to raise revenue for your own development. Mwana mosi say, yeah, boss do. Musa say, oh, munko out to the Bretton Woods institutions to get support. The same people who are saying that the same people are telling that do not use internally. Don't look into you. Rather go outside. I'm saying the Ghana for the propaganda that people are running. Say we enye e-levy enye to be honest with you, you take your time 8 years. And the Senate kind of buy a bit more useful. No single soul in this country will go against e-levy.
All right,
no wonder say minority leader. Haruna Idrisu ekachire say ono akasa kotina meeting we explain chire no. Otie no say ade we dey ade papa. Now say
0550922929 0552911929. Mami MPK way. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, Mr. Speaker.
Yes, sir.
Roman father, Mr. Speaker, where the Mamma Fanchak more, the income at Antero Jatama, Europa Blue Social Engineer 1. What has I mentioned the humble Jan 2025? The incoming president, you for John Alan Kojotama, Dr. Dutu. Boss, Moma and Canocole. And this young, I get back up, I remember who say, Sabi, I want to shop on some power, which end this party or Momona Bonsam. Because what? Remember who said, I did Papa Bia, and he said to Papa Bia, but Ghana, my eye, I didn't put to a Biana, MPP de Babano. Omega say, Ye, Omuba, Omega Betty soon for so. What I said, Mr. Smith, I'm the Bianco. And this is for you put to Omega Tre, say, I don't know. And this is for where you have said the case of saying, Ye, before they saw us, but I'm got a better than you, I'm got to make one time premium. Mumuta one time a year now.
Hello, good morning.
Morning, Mr. Speaker.
Yes, I'm Pachoma already on in conform. We did the soccer free. Kessben Kanawu.
Pachomi Kweku Medi.
Kweku Kasa free here.
Pacho 11 enye. Bisa Kamal say, Oma me show no uko school. No sa we school, no sa uye juma. Now Sanis Kamal mamia. Gift na. O Sanis Kamal mami. So mami no phantom to my gift. Oh, mommy show, and also channel, and yet gift.
Hello, good morning. Radio Domajo was Suborum Nianco.
Yeah, Cafe, Casai. Indian party, I mean, the party be upon some. Bay. Papa no chain on the Santa, that one, only in Number Church. You live in the Papa, Papa. One in church, you move your Sadambo. Put the idea for Parliament, a cocoon to call you. I feel a more fair phone for Nadia and a month, follow me now, Conny, and answer Yadi and Saniaco. Opening my name is Asamuman. But for Trotro driver and make Chanica. I did be sicker. Because you from what Trotro and Musha, as I said, bounce to the Jimsika. Because Telcos in one more platform you use. About the platform,
I also made us my offer for and to us. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Yes, I'm Pacho Dino baby. I can say free. Kessben Kanawu.
Me can say free advance road.
What did you say? Borum, Yanko.
I'm the where you know, and there's some big but Sammy say, me transfer can be 25,000. I'm a viewer from. If we are cry, Equa after no Okono Obama, young fan of 14 cities. If you Mississippi tax now, we did to swim. And no young mammy say, dear, me, Mefoka, me, the comment, not very young mammy say, Messi tax a cheer be a 5 million, and I say be 4 million. I will bring me copa, Minya San for one, and they will go to. And then Sikana Yachano, you will do 2 million I boom. Who says I could 1 million, 400 million. And you know what you get a bottom grad of Chicago.
Hello, good morning. Now, home no end to me, and you know, so now, just 5 seconds each now, me time no, so now, main call. So, Salam. Okay, Solo, I mean, to it.
You command in the MP before. Or may reduce propose policy.
My mic
into political gimmicks. And this time near what you friend poverty alleviation. And we buy no more in Maslow. And this near day F Kububai. Omba almost capitation.
You know, no lip.
Yes, you see, NDC and the rural electrification. One for Kanye and quick crossing economic activity and Maswa. Can you tell me, say, who over a friend say capitation? And school feeding. Now school down now calling additional any
Medasi solo just 5 seconds now make comment time that's all.
Okay, Medasi, where the me medical mamisha etie phone say omwanya wotre etie na
afina ocho obai wan chom
Speaker.
Salam, just young call and every time.
There's one young guy at the University of Ghana campus, University of Ghana, Ebenezer Buachi, aka Akili Bobo. He's vying for the NDC Sunafo constituency youth organizer. Osima Minkachro say Otio Power Sunafo CCA. Okay. And they at the Dome for Central Town constituency. But Kachre Kamal say they are misleading Ekufuado.
Meda say, come on, Bremba Medanenko.
Amebu no. Governance no nye propaganda na ede de bia ye kase ye ba ejuma wo ye no and say indeed you know what you are doing and you are focused na ye ba ya a lot of pro profitation me kan ye na juma ye and infrastructure ye provided a kwan ye for the first time. Go to Western region, look at the roads construction going on. Go to all the regions and look at the construction of roads. We unprecedented. A buying way anyhow. Me chrome tamale. Go and see interchange aye constructing ever hono. Is it oh let me make us away did it. I'm saying that.
I'm sorry, see, authentic breaking news is happening. Stay with us. May the Kwabi appear on behalf of the production team. I say a very big thank you for staying with us throughout the week, Monday to Friday. It's always a pleasure to serve our nation, Ghana. And still can stay with us for the rest of our programs. I don't do me any. Juada, Yabasadi, where the Asia, I will Kessben, Mache, and I think Kessben Kanawu Jumedian. I bow out. Happy weekend to all of you. Good afternoon, Ghana.